Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. We also want to welcome our brand new sponsors to the podcast, Plaza Cadillac and Plaza Lincoln. They are located in Leesburg across from the airport. Make sure to check them out. Welcoming to the show today, we've got Umatilla High School Athletic Director with us, Deta Bruson. I want to welcome you to the Sports Hub program, and what a year you guys had. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you coming off of a very successful 2024 and 2025 sports season. It saw the football team get back and host a playoff game for the first time in over a decade, which was really exciting. And then the baseball team recently finishing their season up, and they were able to get to the FHSAA regional finals, and that was super exciting. So tell us a little bit about the year. I mean, it had its challenges, I'm sure, but really, I mean, you guys had a terrific year as far as Umatilla sports go.
Yes, we have. We've had very successful, all of our sports have been successful. They've either been in the district semifinals, finals, and on to regional and even state in the weightlifting.
Yeah, and that continues to grow each and every year. Seems like the baseball program's in super good shape. The volleyball team looking pretty good, and along with the softball team, and then what you're doing with the football program is really exciting because just 2 years ago, you guys decided to jump out of the FHSAA and jump into the Sunshine State Athletic Conference. You also brought on Coach Eric Samuels, which he's a former alumni of Umatilla High School, now leading the program. Talk a little bit about Eric Samuels and what it's been like to have him as part of the football program.
Well, Eric brings a lot of enthusiasm. He has a great bond with the students. I actually got to watch Eric play football and run track when I first started teaching. So it's exciting to have our alumni come back, and we have some other coaches that are alumni that are helping him on the coaching staff. Yeah,
not only him, but even on the baseball side, you got Tanner Clark back. He was a player at Umatilla High School during his high school career, and then eventually finished over at Eustis High School, but he's now had 4 straight winning seasons at Umatilla, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But as far as the football program goes, really successful season last year. Neely made a state championship appearance. I mean, the football program has come a long way. I know a couple of years ago it was a little difficult in the FHSAA. You get a lot of private schools that you have to compete with, but then Umatilla made that jump to the Sunshine State Athletic Conference. It seems like the football program's had a lot more success playing under that format, along with Mount Dora Christian Academy is in there. First Academy Leesburg is in there as well. Talk a little bit about that transition and what went into that.
Yeah, it's more competitive. We can compete with them. We're not going in with, thinking we're going to be the underdog and maybe win, but we've got more confidence. When we show up, we're ready to play. Coach Samuels has done a great job along with his staff of getting these kids ready to play. The strength and conditioning, we're getting ready to start on that again come this Monday. So we're looking forward to another big season with a bunch of returners and some new kids that are moving up.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And of course, Dallas Cottle recently signed to college. So you had a couple of college signees recently with Umatilla as well. So congratulations about that. We'd love to see that the kids going to play at the next level, which I think Umatilla does a great job of. As far as the football program goes this season, what's it looking like as far as the schedule goes?
We have a good schedule. We have a few way off teams that we have to play, but we're going to be competitive, and I think we're going to be very successful.
Yeah, it's looking like it. I mean, Eric Samuels came on to the show a couple of weeks ago, kind of laid it down what his expectations were for the season, and he's been doing an excellent job. In fact, Umatilla had a winning record last year, which is really, really impressive to see that at the program. And you also hosted a playoff game for the first time in over a decade. What was that like, seeing that? Because head coach Eric Samuels, he ended up 0-10 his senior year, didn't win a game his senior year, and he comes out and he's able to get to a playoff game the first time in his career at Umatilla High School. So it wasn't just a first for him, but the entire team, and it was really cool to see that. the whole community came out, and that must have been really special last year.
It is. It's having the right coaches in the right spots. Coach Samuels, being from Umatilla, he understands the community, he understands the players. And again, we have 4 other alumni on the team that have played in Umatilla, so they understand what we're doing and trying to get these kids motivated to play at the next level. So they're working hard. They're great with the kids. They have great relationships. So it builds on to each other.
Yeah, it really does. And so does the community at Umatilla. I think the community is so special at Umatilla. We saw it especially during the FHSAA regional playoffs for the baseball team. You ended up having just trucks in the outfield surrounding the entire baseball field. The entire facility, like the entire town, came out to the baseball games. It's really a special place. Why is Umatilla such a special place?
It takes a lot of teamwork. It starts first with having a great principals. The lady principals do just a lot of work too, getting these kids to where they need to be educationally. Mr. Frazier is so enthusiastic and so competitive. So it starts with a great team. We have coaches. All of our coaches work together. We have to share our athletes. So we work together to make the best that we can. And then you have your UHSAA association, which takes a lot of the fundraising off of our coaches. So the coaches can just focus on coaching. So they do the fundraising, which brings in the community. The community is so supportive. Like you said, the baseball, you can imagine at the beginning of the season having that much support from the community, and then the community, the teachers, just all the people that's in the community are just so supportive and give.
And they nearly made the state semifinals this year.
We
Going up
did.
just a little bit short against Hernando down there, but what a season it was for the baseball team. We're going to talk a little bit more about those fundraising efforts when we come back. We're going to take a short break here on the Sports Hub. We'll be back with more with Deta Brunson with Umatilla High School next.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey, everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub podcast. We're talking with Umatilla Athletic Director Deta Brunson. Thank you for coming on to the program. We're talking a little bit about the fundraising efforts that you were able to do this season. $115,000 that the Booster Club was able to raise this year for Umatilla High School. That was very special.
Yes, sir. We have a great community, like we were talking before. We have outstanding people when it comes to heading up committees. Our biggest fundraiser is the Bulldog Night, which is in November. We have just people giving. It's just wonderful. And everybody that contributes comes out, has a great time. And then they, at the end, a lot of them even split the big pot of cash that they have. So it's wonderful to see everybody together and see what we're putting in action come together.
For sure. And we've seen that get put back into the athletic facilities at Umatilla High School. Most recently, new field goal posts for the football team. You painted the facility. It looked great last year.
Yes, sir.
So things are going really good. What future plans do you have as well for the facilities?
Some of the big capital projects we're working on, we're going to get a new scoreboard for baseball, a new scoreboard for softball. We're going to work on our weight room. Just upgrades on our equipment and field.
Yeah, and that's exciting as well, because we know how difficult it is to fundraise, and when you have that and you're able to get those things, and it's a fantastic thing. So that's awesome that the booster program is having so much success. $115,000 they were able to raise this year, and that's a big community effort.
Yeah, we have a great board. Robin Kropp does a lot of our fundraising. Sarah Pounders, JD Ross, those were some of our board members that are always at every event we have, and part of the community that's there giving and supporting and at all of our games and enthusiastic about everything we do.
And you're enthusiastic about what you do. Of course, you're the lead athletic director at Umatilla High School. How did you get into the athletic director role? Like, how long have you been in Lake County?
I've been in Lake County since 2006. I first started in Eustis when I married my husband, Stoney Brunson. He's an alumni from Umatilla. So I started out coaching volleyball and basketball and track in Eustis. When we had our son in 2009, there was an opening in Umatilla for basketball coach. And Mr. Bobby Gibson wanted me to come over and coach basketball. So I ended up coaching basketball, volleyball, and track there. And then when my son started getting older into grade school age, a lot of, these coaches put so much time and effort into other people's kids. They give up a lot of time and effort with their own kids. So athletic director would let me spend a little more time at home with my family and be there for when my son needed me the most, so that's how I got into it.
Yeah, and obviously now being the athletic director, you're one of a few female athletic directors in Lake County, which is really inspiring for a lot of younger girls in the community as well. They see what you're doing, and as well as Megan Ziegelhofer over at Mount Dora Christian Academy. And you don't always see it in this community. I mean, you see it around the cities and other areas, but as far as being a female leader at the school, it's very inspiring. What is your advice to younger girls?
Just go for whatever your passion is. I love sports. I've always loved sports. I love business too, so it kind of combines the two. Just reach for the stars, do it makes you happy.
And you currently teach at Umatilla High School as well. What do you teach at Umatilla?
I'm the Hope teacher, but also I'm in the gym with the PE program. We're going to be making some changes next year, so it's exciting. I might get to teach a weightlifting class, so I'm excited about that. I enjoy, just because I'm in the gym, I get to see the athletes all day long, along with my students. That's the reason I'm a teacher.
Brad Lord was on our program. He's the head coach of South Lake High School, and he ended up saying that he went into the hallways and he looked for students, and if they looked athletic or if they didn't play a sport, he'd pick them out in the crowd. Is that kind of what you do? That is exactly
what we do. We recruit within our PE classes. So if we see someone that looks like they may enjoy sports, we talk to them and encourage them, and that's how we've gotten a lot of athletes that are kind of shy to come out and practice or try something new.
Yeah, I mean, one of those athletes that had a spectacular year, and we don't talk about him enough on this program, was Wyatt Strawbridge. I mean, what a season Wyatt had. He's one of the top pitchers, of course, in our area, and what a season he ended up having. Wyatt Strawbridge came down the last parts of the season. He went through, I think it was two game number 2s or 3s in the FHSA playoffs, and he was able to move Umatilla through each and every time. What a player he is.
I've known him since he was a toddler. He's very special. He's got the heart of a champion, dedicated, loves the sport. He'll do well. He'll move on to Lake Sumner and probably beyond if he puts his head to it.
He's gonna have some great coaching as well between Rich Billings and Rich Billings entering his 11th season for the Leesburg Lightning currently tonight.
Yes, sir.
By the time this airs, I'm not sure, but when this is going to air. But he's going to be a coach for the 11th year at Leesburg High School. So that's really exciting for him. Gavin Touchton had a great season, and then so did Tate Bagwell.
Tate Bagwell, that's another one that I've known before he was even born. I knew his parents, and it's wonderful to watch these kids grow. The senior class was very special because I have known them since they were babies. So seeing them succeed and seeing them go on is just it's rewarding to myself.
I think even last year's class was fun to watch with Trey Kraft. What an amazing story. He was in our magazine. Make sure to check that out if you haven't. Trey Kraft now with FAMU over there. So that's really exciting. He's actually going to be playing for the Leesburg Lightning this season. So he'll be over in Leesburg. Make sure to check him out if you can.
Yeah, that's
local
another one
Umatilla
I've watched
alum.
from Pop Warner and Babe Ruth on. I've watched all their careers develop.
Really cool guy. He's a great story. So they're just amazing stories in Umatilla, and I always love to see the stories that come out of Umatilla because it's such a small community.
Yes, sir.
And it's fun to watch some of the players that come out of there, and there's always success stories, whether they continue their athletic journey or whether it's even in the classroom. I mean, think about the classroom, what's going on at Umatilla. The graduation rate has grown incredibly the last couple of years. Let's talk about that for a little bit. What has that been like? You've been at Umatilla for a couple of years now, and now, Principal Frazier comes in and brought the ACE Cambridge program in with him. You've got students graduating with associate's degrees before they even get out of high school, which is amazing.
It is amazing. And a lot of those students are some of our student athletes. They're incredible just all the work they put into it, to see how hard they work. The rest of the school population is great too. We're challenging them to be better students, be what they want, reach for the stars, dream it, believe it, achieve it. That's what we're looking for. So I think we have all the right people in the right places. We have a lot of encouragement from all of our teachers. Again, a lot of these teachers, a lot of these coaches give up a lot of their time with their family and spouses to be with the kids at school, and the results are showing for themselves.
What's that been like too? Because you've been in Lake County for quite a while now, and you've been able to see the graduation rates, not just at Umatilla High, but Eustis, Leesburg. I think they had their highest graduation rate ever last year, which was really encouraging. But not only them, I mean, you talk about Lake Mineola High. They just graduated their largest class in history. What's it been like to see the rise of academics in this area? Because it's been fantastic.
It has. And to see these kids, come in and, some of them don't feel like they know what they're going to do. And that's what we're trying to change for these freshmen coming in. We're trying to encourage them to go ahead and figure out what they want to do for their career. And we're trying to give them the support system for what they need to achieve that. So it's fun to watch them. I mainly have ninth graders in Hope class. So there's some kids I'll never see until graduation night again because they don't take any gym classes. So it's fun to watch them grow and achieve what they're wanting to do and figure out what they want to do in life.
What is Hope class for those that might not know?
It's a health class. It's a health education class with, academics and sports related.
Gotcha. So that's what you got going on over there, and lots of cool things. We'll also talk when we come back about Pat Todd and what he brought to Umatilla. Just an amazing guy. He's been on our program as well. We'll talk a little bit about Pat Todd coming up in just a little bit on the Sports Hub. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more right after this.
You pay what we pay during the Lincoln Employee Pricing Event. Save up to $7,000 on select Corsair and Aviator models, up to $9,000 on 24 Nautilus, or up to $20,000 on remaining 24 Navigators. While supplies last, also enjoy special financing on 24 Corsair Hybrid. Plaza Lincoln is proud to be your local dealer for over 50 years, because our drive to be the best starts with you. Highway 441 across from the Leesburg Airport.
Hey everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub podcast with Deta Bruson from Umatilla High School, the athletic director. I want to thank you for coming on to the program. It's been so much fun to get some insights from you, and what a year it was for Umatilla High School sports. And you got to be right back to it in the next couple of weeks here with the football team getting ready in July, and then come August, we're right back to it with volleyball and golf and everything else that Umatilla has going on, which is really exciting. I want to talk a little bit about the former athletic director, Patrick Todd, who stepped down last year, and he ended up taking a job with Lake County. He's now the Lake County director, athletic director, oversees all the schools in Lake County. But what a guy to learn from. Talk a little bit about Pat Todd. what he brought to the basketball program was pretty amazing. A basketball program struggled for years at Umatilla High School, but he comes in, turns everything around, ended up having 2 straight winning seasons at Umatilla, and you learned quite a bit from him.
Yes, sir. I've known him since I started teaching. I was a basketball coach at Eustis, and I walked into a ready-made team. It was a beautiful team. In 2006, we went 26-6 that year, and the only games I lost to were to Mount Dora Christian, which Coach Todd was coaching that year. I think we battled it out for two out of 3 games, and I think he won all 3 games, and he's been a great mentor. So when he applied to come to Umatilla as the coach, I was the AD at the time, and once I saw his name, I stopped. I didn't look any further. He's just a wealth of knowledge, so he's always brought everything. He's very encouraging. The relationships he has with the student athletes is tremendous. He has always been there when I've needed to ask him something. If he didn't know it, he'd find out. He's the one that set up our UHSSA association.
Yep.
He got us started, and we've kind of run with it. I know some other schools are doing some of the same thing. But he's been a great mentor.
Yeah, and he's done so many things around for Leesburg, whether it was at Leesburg, Mount Dora Bible, which now Mount Dora Christian Academy, and then of course for Umatilla High School, even at the collegiate level as well, for Florida. It's just been amazing to watch him and what he's done in his career. What is the biggest thing that you've learned from him in your career?
The biggest thing is to know the student you're working with, the athlete you're working with. Not every team's going to be the same. You're going to have to change your game, of course. Yeah. Just get to know the kid and really let the kid know that you care about them. Just form those relationships with them. And it leads to success. You show that you care, they give 100%. And then the results show for themselves.
Yeah, it really does. And you think about building relationships and everything. Really, at the heart of it, that's what the athletic director needs to be, and making sure that all the kids are well taken care of. And you're doing a great job of that over there.
Well, I feel like a team mom to almost all the sports.
Yeah.
Most of the coaches I have are former athletes of mine or former students. So I feel like I'm just the team mom to every sport there is.
Yeah, you're doing an excellent job with it. You actually have some really exciting news as well. I think coming on board to help you with the athletic directing duties next year. What's going on there?
Well, we're going to have Mr. Nash come on, Coach. I call him Coach Nash because we worked in PE together. He's over the ACE program. So he's going to take over all the academic parts, make sure all the kids are registered for the NCAA clearinghouse. Then we're going to have Mike Harden, which is one of our boys' golf coaches. He's going to help with some of the games. It'll take a little bit off of some of the burnout from all the administration and some of the teachers.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Ben Nash. He's we've done a lot with him as well. Leader of the Cambridge ACE program over there. He has done an amazing job with the academics side of Umatilla. I got to give Ben Nash a shout out. What an amazing guy over there, and what he's meant to Umatilla since he's come on and really taken this program, the ACE program. And for those who don't know what it is, it's a course that these kids can take to get college credits and eventually earn a degree right out of high school, associate's degree. It really helps as well, because then you only need about 2 years of college. Helps with the expenses there because you only need to pay for 2 years of college. Maybe you can get some grants and stuff there, but the Cambridge ACE program, what Ben Nash has done is really amazing.
Yes, it is. And he's fun to work with. We've worked together for a few years now.
What's the future of Umatilla athletics look like as well?
Well, we've got some new things we're implementing. We're a small school. We're under 1,000. We share our athletes within sports. So we're going to try to implement with our new track coach, BJ Frey. She come to us from Bowling Green University. She's originally from Bellevue.
Okay.
She this track season has been phenomenal. We've taken 5 or 6 girl athletes, boy athletes, and even though we're small, they've made it to region. Great teamwork, great effort. Who wants to run? And she's turned these kids into kids that want to run. So she's going to be our foundation for our strength and conditioning program, so we don't burn these kids out. So when it's time for football practice, our football coaches can focus on football. When it's time for volleyball, our volleyball coaches can focus on volleyball skills and not just the conditioning part. So we're trying to implement that this year so the kids don't get burnt out, and when they do go to their different sports, that their focus is on the skills and what they need to be doing for that sport instead of dreading going to conditioning.
I think a perfect example of that was Mitty O'Brien.
Oh, yes.
For Umatilla High School. We've had her on the show as well. She was fantastic, but a multi-sport athlete, multi-talented at different sports, softball, volleyball, you name it. The girl, basketball, the girl played it and is now going on to, I believe, Lake Sumter State College, which is really exciting.
Her and Addison Seabury, too. Yeah. Mitty, I've known her again. She's another one that I've watched grow up. She is a multi-sport athlete. She's not scared to do anything. She's got great confidence. Beautiful young lady. She's going to go places in the world. But that's one example of her. She's had injuries throughout her career that might have been solved if we just had one strength and conditioning program and implementing that in the high school classrooms too, instead of so they're not getting injured for overuse injuries and stuff like that.
Well, it's huge that you're implementing that. I'm very happy to hear that you're getting a strength and conditioning coach. That's huge for you mentioned injuries, play a role in a season, and if you have an athlete that's injured, can't perform at their peak level, that can be solved a lot with what you're implementing. So that's really exciting.
Along with our trainer, Jordan Royal, she'll be working with her. Jordan is another one that's behind the scenes that her, Robin Kropp, Ashley Ball, these are my little team that I have that work with me, but also make a big difference in our school that doesn't get much recognition. Jordan's with every sports we have. She'll be working with our football, even during the summer when she's not has to. She's always there making sure they're hydrated and no one's injured. So
it's coming up to the season, so we're about to do it again in just a couple of weeks' time, but. Enjoy the summer if you can.
Yes, sir. Well, my son will keep me busy. He'll be going to football camps. He'll be going into the 10th grade, so he'll be working out with football this summer.
Well, that's exciting. He's going to be hopefully he makes the varsity this year and is on there. But Umatilla's got a great JV program as well. I know that that's going very well as well. They do a really good job with the football programs over there. I want to thank you for coming on to our program today and giving us a little insight to Umatilla and what a year 2024 and 25. But we are about to go right into the 25 and 26 season. Never stops, does it?
It does not. It's a full-time, year-round job.
Sure is. Thank you again.
Thank you for
having me. Our sponsors, Plaza Cadillac and Plaza Lincoln, for coming on board. Really appreciate them. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. Want to thank you guys for listening to our program, and we'll see you on the next edition of the Sports Hub next week.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.